Hello. Hey everyone. Nice to have you here. Let's check if the video's alright. 1080p. Looks quite good. Looks quite good. All I need is a little something in the background. Feels too empty. Hey everyone. By the way, Bobby, now that I see you in the chat, I've got your radio emails. I'll be checking that out a little later today, and I'll send you a email back to let you know what I think. I didn't have time. I was completely, since yesterday I was extremely frustrated with the insider preview of Windows 10. So a lot of things. I didn't have a lot of time. I wanted to do the review of the insider preview, and had some problems. Had to reinstall. Gone back to 14.986, back to 15.002, to still have the same problem. To finally see that it's an issue with the fact that I'm using a second screen. There's a problem in this build with using extended screen. So it freezes the PC, and so I was just like a million things that went wrong. So I reinstalled. Actually, I changed a few things. It made me understand that having my main PC and the 50-inch screen with an insider preview finally was not a good idea. So I took one of the insider machines that I had, because I had two insider machines, and I erased it and reinstalled Windows 10 normal, just Windows 10, that's it. No insider previews on that. So I'll have the Windows 10, and actually it installed the today's cumulative updates that appeared. And this is the cat that says hello. And yeah, you should be able, Carol. On the three dots, you should have the possibility to pop it out. It usually is always there. On the upper right corner, you have three dots. Check it out. And hey DX, everybody's saying hi. So DX the cat wants to sleep over here. That's pretty cool. And so hey, welcome everybody. You are watching show number 60 of the Tech Show that we air every Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And I am using the From the Couch set that we will use on Thursday for today's show, because I didn't have time to reinstall everything on the main PC. The PC with the 50-inch screen right now is just freshly installed with Windows 10 and all the latest updates. So I need to install Office, I need to install a few things, and next week we'll be back with the regular screen of that we have usually. So hello everybody, we are here every Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2000 UT, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. My name is Gilles, and it's always nice to have everybody on board. I've got surprisingly almost nothing in the email for questions, so I'm just gonna blabber my way around, and if you guys have a little something to say or something to ask, we'll do it as we're pretty much live. Because usually I get a bunch of questions, and this week I've got like really nothing much. I've got a few emails from Ismail Massa, and I've got one from Stephen Mail. Apart from that, nothing. It's a very quiet week in the emails. So, hey, why not say hi to the chat room right away? Hello there, Josh K, Jake Bake, Electra Thomason from Norway. Nice to have you on board. Carol, no, it's actually, you know what? It has issues. And what I didn't notice is that one of the issues that they already know is a problem I was actually using that. But when I got out of it, I still have a few glitches, but it's there's like a ton of new features in it, and I think it needs to work a little bit more. What else do we have? Hello, Douglas Elliott. Nice to have you on board. Alexander from Ukraine. Nice to have you here. What about Shervin Abdullah? Nice to have you here. Bobby Burgess, Tim Robinson, Stephen Mail, Issa Dev, Jim Casaza, 1990 Sunbird, Peter Sargent, Matt Kelly. If I missed somebody, just say hi again. XBB987XX. Do you think? Okay, what do you think they will fix when they release the ISO next week? No, the ISO will be the exact same thing that we have right now. So let's hope for next week a new build that fixes some issues. We're in the last run with the builds because what's happening right now is that in the builds of Windows 10, what we are having right now is that we have tons of features that are appearing because at the end of this month, January, there are no more new features. We'll have February and March where we'll get regular builds only to fix bugs. So, they're getting in all the features right now. So, hey, Peter Sargent. Hey, Sharvin says hi. This is Paul the Cat, by the way. Or some of you know him as DX the Cat, but his name is officially Paul. What do I think about Driver Booster 4.0? I never use these software. I think these software are totally useless to install on a PC. So basically, no updates. Almost nothing on the updates that is worth, I think, to install, like driver update, booster, or driver updater, or all of these things. I never use, and I think they should not be installed on PCs. It just makes software that is useless and slows down the PC, and I don't like these things. I never like these things. What do you think about PC security channel? What do you mean exactly, Jake Bake? Christine Bowman, hello there. I hope everything is all right. So that's it. I was just installing. I was installing the Insider Preview, and I installed. I think I installed Windows maybe 5 times since yesterday afternoon, and I gotta say I don't feel like installing Windows right now. Hello there, Ivy Nut. Nice to have you on board. Bobby, I do have the Pluto.tv app. You know what? I actually find it interesting. There's a lot of stuff on Pluto.tv that is kind of cool. I sometimes just set it to the. I just set it on the 80s video channel, and let's watch music videos from the 80s. But I found some interesting documentaries. I found some really cool stuff there. It's interesting to go around and check out what's on there. So it's kind of cool. Sunbird, I have a Dell Inspiron 530 with Windows Vista. I'm out of date for. Yeah, you need to update that Vista because you're not going to get some updates in the next soon, and you will need to upgrade something. That's for sure. Or if you can find somebody that can install a copy of Windows 7 or something on your PC to upgrade it, I think that would be good. So Windows 10 does look for what's out of date, what's not compatible for sure. What sort of update are you waiting for, Jake Bake? Because it's updated slowly and regularly with the different updates. Cool, Christine, nice to know everything's fine. Here we're just barely starting a snowstorm. We should have about 10 inches of snow, plus ice, freezing rain, and almost 100 kilometers per hour winds. So if I'm going off, it's because something happened. But usually even with 100-kilometer winds, we still have power and internet here. Jim Kiseza, getting insider build, internal errors 550 and failed to install at all. I have no dual screen. I've run through a couple of Google search blog ideas with no avail. Are you upgrading from 14986, Jim? Just by curiosity. Are you upgrading from 14986, the last build? Matt Kelly, I'm installing the update for 15002 on a virtual machine. Cool. Yes, that is a big cat. I think he's eating a little too much. I think, I've been cutting back on his food because he's eating a little too much. What I think they should add the next major update. One of the things that I'd like they reconsider, because in the 15,002 build, they added the possibility to wait 35 days before applying updates. And I wish they would consider a switch that's an on-off switch, because they have a great idea right now, a switch for drivers. So you can say, well, I don't want the drivers to be updated by Windows Update, which is a fantastic idea, because most of the problems that happened in the updates were because of drivers. And now they have a switch that you can actually turn on. What it does, if all the security updates are done, but everything that's not a security update, so if you have a cumulative update that just fixes bugs, but it's not a security thing, you can defer the update up to 35 days. I think they should give us more than 35 days. I think they should either give us up to, like, I don't know, 3 months or something, which gives time for cumulative update to be fixed by another cumulative update, if you get my drift. And even more, why not, say, look, I don't want to have the cumulative updates right now. I think that would be a nice idea. And by the way, I'm mostly looking at the chat today, so I'm back in the questions. And if you ask a question, don't worry, don't ask it 20 times. I will see it. So what should they add? I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. Windows 10 is nice. What would I like to have in Windows 10? I think Edge needs to be worked a little more. I think Edge needs to have a little more features that are available on other browsers like Google Chrome and Firefox. I think that, one of the things that a lot of people are asking for that's still not there, and I'm surprised. A lot of people are complaining that the Start menu in Windows 10, when you start Windows 10, you have the list of apps on the left side. You have the tiles for the apps on the right side. A lot of people are saying, can I just stop not having the tiles, or not having the list of programs and just the tiles? Or I think that should be more customizable. I think the Start menu should be customizable to almost the way that we like it. I like it like it is, but a lot of people don't like it like that. So why not, And I don't know. It's somebody, it's been many times that people are asking me this, but the more I look at it, and the more I'm thinking that, yeah, maybe the square tiles, maybe they should be refined into something a little more fancy than just squares and rectangles. I don't know, but they are live tiles, so they do change and they do have content. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. And it's interesting to see the direction that everything is going. So we'll see. Jake Bake, no, I like Windows 10. I actually find that it's one of the best operating systems Microsoft ever done. Like I did find Windows 8 really cool. You know, a lot of people, the people that complain for Windows 10. By the way, I'm having coffee right now. The way the people are complaining, you know, about Windows 8 was because it changed totally their way of doing things. And you know, I understand that was really too much of a drastic change. Yet, I did find Windows 8 really cool, for sure. Okay, Jim, what I would do is go to the Microsoft website where there's a tool that you can actually download and fix the Windows updates. And run that tool. Did you try it? Just running that tool and see if it updates after that. If you can, by the way, no worry if you want to reinstall. We're supposed to have an ISO of 15,002 somewhere early next week. So, and by the way, there's a security update today, the patch Tuesday today. I've applied it on all machines except the one that I'm doing the show right now with. But it's installed on the other machines and it works. I haven't had any problems with any machine. And I'll be posting a video later on with what it fixes and all. Electra Thomas, and yeah, cat needs to hunt more mice. Yeah, in the summer it does. Actually, no. In the summer, he doesn't hunt them. He's friends with them. So, what I think about Windows Vista. You know what? Windows Vista with all the updates at the end wasn't that bad. But it's certainly not my favorite operating system, that's for sure. So, yes, Cyanogen is continuing with a different name. Actually, it was abandoned, but there's like a group that's continuing, and they've changed it. I'm trying to remember the Cyanogen thing. Let me just check it out here on my... of course, the Windows Tech guy is using a Linux machine right now to do things. But it has changed. Yeah, that's interesting. Alexander sent me an email saying concerning question about the reboot time and installing updates. Alexander says, this week everything was normal. Today's reboot took me 9 minutes. That's interesting. But still no anniversary update. Maybe there's something with your machine that prevents it from going there. Because I know they are checking out different things before they upgrade. So maybe there's something on your machine that's just not right. Stephen Mail, by the way, your 4 terabyte Windows Update cleanup is a known problem of Windows 10. Actually, in the update today for yesterday of the Insider Preview, they fixed that, which means that you will probably see that linger on for a little while. And when the next Creators Update is done, it's going to be back to normal. There's something wrong. I've seen it. If you look at the things that were fixed in the Insider Preview yesterday, they talk about 4 terabyte of Windows Update cleanup files. 4 terabytes showing up, which is not correct. Very, very weird. And apart from that, we have Ismail Massa. Yeah, there's something wrong with your microphone, probably. You should right-click. On the bottom right, you have the speaker icon for Windows, for the sound. Right-click on it. And when you right-click on it, you will see recording devices. Check out that the recording devices are on, that it's working. When you talk, do you see the level? If it doesn't have a level or something's, I think you said that it's like 100%. Maybe the levels are too high. look at that there are two levels in the recording of each. When you right click on the microphones on each, you will see that there's options. You will have two sliders. One is the volume, the main volume of the microphone. One is the main volume for the boost of the microphone. Make sure they're not maximized. On some sound cards, if the sliders are too high, it kind of creates a feedback and it just jams at 100%. Pull them down, see if you can lower that the green line that you see that's topped at 100%, and put them back up to a certain level before trying again. If you're using an external microphone, make sure that it's not shorted or something's wrong, because that could be a possibility also. So check that out. Right click on the speaker icon on the bottom right in your taskbar. Go to recording devices. You'll see the recording devices. Right click on the recording devices, the microphone and everything, and check out the volume level, the boost level. Make sure that it's not set too high. That might be the problem you have, Ismail, by the way. And hope that it fixes your issue with your microphone and Cortana not understanding your microphone. Sorry, guys, I just had a little burp. What do you think about Nokia phone? You know what? Nokia, I will be interested to see what they do and when they get back into the really nice Nokia Android phones. Apart from that, I don't know. What I hate about Nokia is because since Microsoft acquired them, they pretty much killed Nokia. Microsoft killed Nokia, pretty much. It's not the company that was there before. Yeah, I know you're a big full screen user, Stephen Mill. It is kind of nice, though. Yeah, that could be. I don't know, Carol. Maybe. Or maybe the edges, instead of being square, could be rounded, something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's a suggestion that I would send to Microsoft. A lot of people don't like the tiles, but I don't know. So, yep, that KB3213986 IVNet is the latest update, the latest security update for Windows 10. Let me just check here in my update history. And if I look at the update history, it says here, yep, cumulative update for Windows 10, KB3213986. And by the way, if you guys want to see what version you are at, you should be with the latest update today at 14393.693. If you type the WinVer for Windows version command in Cortana, that's where we're at right now. So kind of interesting. And basically, no, there's not, Matt Kelly. The list on the left is permanently there. So, Albert Zappa, yeah, it actually, okay, well, you know what, Jim? Be patient, and next week when they release the ISO of 15002, install it with the image file. Maybe something is wrong with the 14986 on your case, and it can't update. So next week you'll have the possibility to download the image file and install it from there. It's just that you have to wait until they release it. They said within a week. So does reinstall every day break your computer? Nah, it doesn't. You can reinstall Windows every day for 10 years and your computer is not going to be broken or anything. It doesn't change anything. Albert Zappa, I was CES. It was interesting. You know what? I found it interesting. I didn't have time. I wanted to do a roundup of Consumer Electronics Show and post it on the channel. And with the lack of time, the problem is I didn't have time to really, check it out and do the full video. But it is very, it was very interesting. Lots of, it's the year of OLED TVs. It's the year of, they're pushing 8K TVs a lot. And there's a lot of AR, VR, augmented reality, virtual reality stuff. We'll be talking about that, by the way, on Thursday. Because just so that everybody knows, this Thursday is the new show that's called From the Couch, from this couch, with my nephew, Gabriel. And it's starting this Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2100 hours Universal Time. And we already set up a few things. We set up a separate PayPal, a separate Patreon account for these shows, for that show. And we will be, of course, talking about gaming, about tech, the news item of the week. We'll be talking, of course, we'll have app of the week. We'll have all sorts of little things that we'll talk about. It's really kind of a geeky show a little bit. And I think it's going to be fun. So this Thursday, January the 12th, at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2100 hours Universal Time, From the Couch. Hope you guys enjoy it. We finally, at first we wanted to do on the other channel, but we both agreed that we want to have the biggest audience possible. So the biggest audience possible will be on this channel, and we'll see how we divide the monetization from the show in between me and Gabriel. And so it's going to be on this channel on Thursday, 4 p.m. So hope you guys can join in the fun. And it's going to be from this couch, of course. What else? Christine, yeah, if you don't have synchronization with your iPhone on iTunes, first of all, make sure that you got the latest iTunes version. That's very important. Go to apple.com, go to iTunes, download iTunes from the apple.com website. Make sure you have the latest version of iTunes, very important, especially if you updated your iPhone. If not, there is a video on the channel that shows you how to fix broken iPhone and iPad connections with Windows. It's a common issue, but you have to uninstall each component in the order that I show in the video. This is very important. If you don't do it in the order that's in the video, it won't work. And once everything is removed, like in the video, you reinstall the latest version of iTunes, should be back to normal. iTunes is a terrible program in Windows. And I do have a video. Christine, if you check it out, just type iTunes in the YouTube search. When you're on the channel, by the way, on my channel or any channel on YouTube, there's a little search icon. And when you're on a specific channel, the search icon searches that channel. So if you type iTunes in that search, when you're on my channel, you will see the video for iTunes and fixing iTunes problem. It works pretty much all the time. I've applied that so many times at my with my clients that I have that I can tell you it works really well. So Josh doing his update. Cool. Yeah, Lineage OS. Yeah, that's it. Lineage OS. Thanks, BB987, for the name. It's Lineage OS. It's been picked up from somebody else. You know what surprised me today? If anyone that watched my news bulletin, Verizon seems to still want to buy Yahoo. I'm a little impressed by that. But I'm sure it's not, it's apparently almost done, but I don't know. And Yahoo will not be Yahoo anymore. So that's going to be weird. So Yeah, well, the funniest thing, Carol, is that it's 4 terabytes cleanup file, but the hard drive's like 400, 500 gigs. You know what? I like the fact NVIDIA is a well-known maker of graphics GPUs, and basically, you know what? I am happy that NVIDIA goes into hardware, and why not? Making gaming laptops. I would see NVIDIA making a good gaming laptop if they wanted. I think that's something that we should look forward to. And that online streaming gaming stuff, kind of interesting also. But that's pretty much what's going to happen in the future, because right now, what's the biggest problem with games? Anybody that has an Xbox or a PlayStation, one of the first things that they hate is that if you buy a game and you have to wait an enormous amount of time for the download of the game to your console. I mean, it's crazy, and that's probably the number one problem. And you can't think that everybody has 100 or 100 megabits per second connection. Most people have a very low high speed connection. So basically, what I would say is that online gaming stuff is kind of interesting, but you will need a fast internet connection. But I think it's the future because it also prevents one major issue. The pirates will not be able to copy the game. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting. But for that to really work, it's really going to be. It's going to need. Everybody's going to need a good internet connection. That's for sure. Jake Bay, can you switch from Intel to NVIDIA GPU? Well, it depends. If you have a desktop, yes. If you have a laptop computer, no. If these are just, soldered on, and that's it. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. A friend of mine has a Shield box, and he really loves it. He finds it an amazing. You know what? He bought like on eBay tons of cheap boxes of all kinds with Android and everything. Like I did, I had a few of those boxes. You know what? They all break down really quickly. I had 3 different boxes. One was a stick, kind of an HDMI stick. 2 others were really boxes that you put on your PC and on the TV, sorry. And you know what? All of them didn't last more than a year. They break down easily. They're too cheap. I can tell you that. So, but the Shield is a good device. Shield is a really good device. So. The boost on my laptop keeps going down to 0 and no one can hear me until I change it. And it happens when I restart. Huh, that's weird. Unless something is different. Hello there, Henry Caraballo. Nice to have you here. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, they are more efficient, but whether 2 days, I don't know. It'd be cute if you could have, I don't know, they're efficient in space, I mean, yeah, they take out all the space, but maybe we could have like a few different ones. Shervin is waiting for Samsung Galaxy S8. Yeah, it's looking interesting, I can tell you that. It's going to be pretty cool to see all the new technology in the S8. and basically it's looking to be a really great phone. And you know what? What's going to be really nice is that they will, of course, be really careful with everything, following the Note 7 explosions everywhere. So I guess it's going to be a nice phone. I think it's going to be a really nice phone, the Galaxy S8. And I wonder, you know, a lot of people say no, but I wonder, 10 years, 10th anniversary of the iPhone. I wonder if the iPhone could have something special and unique this year. That is weird, Carol. Usually it's okay for you, no? The chat window having problems. Huh. Harter Moyes, nice to have you on board. Well, we're not at Android 8 at all right now. So the S8, Galaxy S8 will have Android 7.1. And by the way, for those that are S7 users like me, we're almost there for the Android Nougat 7.1.1 is the latest I believe they have. And it started rolling out to some people. So I would guess that it's about to arrive. So for sure. I'm not gonna install Windows for a year every day for 10 years. You know, it's almost that. If you consider that for the past 17 years, I've been a tech guy. For part of that time, I was a very active tech guy. Installing Windows was something that I did at least 4 or 5 times a week. And it started all the way back in 2000 when reinstalling Windows meant that I reinstalled Windows 98. Then Windows XP, then Windows Vista, Windows 7. The easiest, the best to install that I enjoyed of all of that was Windows. Windows 7 wasn't too bad. Okay, there's the service packs that are kind of really bad, but I gotta say that you know, the worst to install, I don't know. What was the worst to install? Vista was really horrible to reinstall. That was, when people told me I have Vista, I was always telling them, yeah, maybe you should get Windows 7. Reinstalling Vista was probably the worst of all. Windows 7 is better since they have that big chunk of updates that you can install in one package. But yeah, if you're not, you know what? I'll check it out this week and try to you know, if I would love to go to Consumer Electronics Show. You know, when I was young, when I was a teenager and had my Commodore computer, I remember looking at the magazines and seeing the Consumer Electronics Show and thinking, wow, that must be so cool to go there. And I can tell you, if you guys send me to CES, I will do tons of videos live from there. I'll find a way to do that for sure. I can tell you that. Santa Crate of beer. Welcome to CES. So what do you remember of CES? I don't remember anything. I was drunk the whole time. Man. I don't know. I'm surprised that Verizon still wants to buy it. But you know what? What I was reading, I read an article that was in Forbes, which is more on the that was more on the side of the business side of things. And from what I've learned is that Yahoo, actually, two things are kind of interesting to see and it's Yahoo, of course, will be kind of an empty shell with Verizon. Verizon's going to use that as an empty shell and have investments in Alibaba, all the, the Chinese sites and the most popular sites right now. They will incorporate that into AOL, which they already have and own. And one interesting part in here that we don't really know too much about is that Marissa Mayer, which is the CEO at Yahoo right now, of course, she's going to resign, but she's not leaving with nothing. She's kind of, what everybody's saying is she's leaving with some chunks of Yahoo. And there's something that's going to come out of there. But Yahoo as a brand is now damaged so much because of what happened. So, oh, Douglas, following the camera not found problem, and did it fix your problem? When I save it, I get a message suggesting I delete it as it is not normally used on this machine. Do you think I should run it? Well, if it's for your model of device, run it. And HP, anyways, if it has some driver package, it's going to tell you if it's okay or not to run on your machine. It will check and it's going to say, oh, this is not for your machine. So I would try it. It's going to tell you it's not. It's going to tell you it's not right. So if I have two drives and I remove the letter of one when I get ransomware, does that drive be encrypted or not? As long as your drive is visible, it's going to be encrypted. It has to be completely invisible, unplugged or invisible to your computer. So, yeah, that's pretty much what you got. For Windows 7, you've got Security Monthly Quality Rollup for Windows 7, which is the cumulative update style of Windows 10. And you've got the Windows Malicious Software Removal tool. That's pretty much what you got. So we're going to check it out. I predict this year AMD will be closer to challenging Intel in recent years, probably not on par. You know what, Tim? My predictions and thoughts, it has to. It has to, because Intel, with its latest generation of processors, is showing us that they are sitting on their butts and doing nothing. No innovation, nothing new. You know what? Intel chips are really boring this year. And that is what Intel was 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, with their Pentium stuff. And when AMD started kicking their butt, you know what? Intel started saying, hey, we're losing market share because people are buying that AMD stuff that's more powerful and less expensive. I really hope AMD can do something. I don't have my hopes high too much, because that new Zen Ryzen CPU stuff. If you want that to really work well, it has to appeal to gamers. And right now, the last test, when I talked about the test that came out, it is great in some parts of computing, ain't very good in some parts of gaming. And I don't know. It's interesting to see. I really hope AMD gets back strong, because Intel is not, and they don't seem to be really putting a lot of efforts, for sure. Alexander, what's the best Office app for Android? What is the best player on your view for Android? My player that I use on Android is the same, not the same. It's a different one, but it's one that I use on PC for a long time. VLC actually is also for Android, and I use that on my phone because I find that it plays everything. While the crappy players in Android and that Samsung put on the Galaxy S7 don't play half of anything. So I use VLC. As for the Office app, I use Microsoft Office, which is, I believe, free for Android and iOS, and it works well. But I don't use a lot of Office apps on Android. I got to say that. Not doing Office stuff on my phone is not something that I really I have Office there just to view the stuff, just to view my documents that I need to view. But VLC is the player also that I use. So oh, you like it? Arthur Muse got a Huawei GR5 the other day. You like it? What version of Android is it running, Arthur? Do you know? I'm drinking coffee, Bobby. The Windows show is always water, coffee, stuff like that. So this is coffee. Half and half. Half decaf, half regular, because if I take this big of a coffee, I'll be jumping on the couch all day. And so... Yep, yesterday, Gregor, hello there. And Gregor says, I would like to point out that yesterday was the anniversary of the iPhone. Yep, 10 years. And with Steve Jobs introducing it. Yep, it was, actually I saw it just before the show. I was looking at the Twit Network and they have Mike Break Weekly, which is a live show right now, airing right now. And they showed the original Steve Jobs moment when he started talking about, great moments at Apple. But, I wanted to do yesterday a video on the history of phones, of smartphones, for one thing. Too many people think the iPhone is the first smartphone ever. And I wanted to put things straight. Say, look, the iPhone is not the first smartphone ever. In the research that I've done, the first smartphone pretty much is the IBM Simon in 1992, and it qualifies as a smartphone. Can tell you that. And so it's pretty cool. Hello there, Willie Rosado. Nice to see you watching via the PS4 YouTube app. Cool, that's cool, and should work pretty well too. Should work pretty well. Okay, but is it? Because Windows 10 64 pack, but is it? Did you download it specifically for your model, Douglas? That's what I'm wondering. Just in case you're running something that shouldn't be. Because each device has its own packages of drivers, and that's why I'm curious here. Yep, Qualcomm announced 5G. They announced, what did they announce? They announced Bluetooth 5.0. They announced all sorts of things. They announced all sorts of things for connectivity, Wi-Fi connectivity also with gigabit Wi-Fi that I would really like. I'm having crappy Wi-Fi right now here. I got new neighbors downstairs. They have a router, and I don't know if it's interference from them or something, but I've noticed that since they've moved here, my Wi-Fi in the living room here is really bad, and even sometimes I watch Netflix on my TV, and I get pixelated image, which I never got before. So I'm kind of wondering if there's not interference. I was looking at an app that gave me, the Wi-Fi around me, and I'm a little wondering. I'm out of the. I want to have a new router and new protocols. I think it's time. Irene, yeah, Intel is not what they used to be. I can tell you that. They can tell you that. My cat is, there's a box. I have a box near the entry, where the door in the front here. And for some reason, he's been going crazy, sleeping in the cat. Sleeping in the box, sorry. Really, Need for Speed. I played Need for Speed a long time. I actually played a lot of racing games on PCs. When I was more of a gamer guy and I had a PC good for gaming, I enjoyed having racing games. It's something I really enjoyed a lot. So Quake 2, wow, that reminds me. That brings me back quite a while. Quake 2, man. Alexander Wiener Crane, like MX Player, it plays everything. Oh, interesting. Should check it out. Maybe it's something I could use to replace VLC. Boulder Creek 07, hello there. Recently purchased an Inspiron 11 3000 series and looking for fine point stylus to annotate and underline PDFs. I can't seem to find one. No help from Dell. Any help would be appreciated. There is a company, Quality Stylus. There is a company. You should check. Did you check Amazon? Boulder Creek 07? There's tons of different companies that make styluses for devices. And one that I'm trying to find the name. There's a company that makes really, really amazing ones. And I'm trying to find what the name of the company. Wacom, W-A-C-O-M, does some. Pogo Sketch, Studio Neat, Amazon Basic Stylus. I don't know. I would look into Amazon. They have tons of it on Amazon. I'm just checking out styluses here, and I'm getting tons of styluses. Maybe there you could get something that you find interesting. Retail stores don't usually have much, and what they have is often crappy. But on Amazon, there's a lot. Maybe you should check Amazon. What's the name of that company? I'm trying to remember. There's a company that makes styluses that are great and that a lot of people use. But check it out. There's a lot of them. There's even some with here. There's Dimples XL 2-in-1 Precision Stylus with fine point, and they actually have interchangeable points to have different sizes. Maybe that could be something interesting for you. They're $20 Canadian here. Maybe that's something you should check for. Okay, Arthur, it's the best one and you like it. That's the important thing. When I get people telling me, it's like, I got this phone, that phone. The important thing is that one is you like it and it does what you want. And that's the important thing. You should go. Is it Matt Kelly for your Skype question? Is it a okay? When you restart, it goes to 0. Have you? Oh yeah, Bobby Burgess. I'm drinking coffee. That's what I was saying Today is coffee time. Radio, radio shows is beer time. Thursday at the from the couch with my nephew is going to be beer time, or sometimes maybe a little stronger stuff. But it's just funny because after the Christmas show where I was kind of drunk pretty much at the end, we agreed that when we do live shows we have to be careful and drink be reasonable when we drink. And so I told him, you know what, we should buy just a 6-pack. With a 6-pack we'll have 3 beers each, and that's all. No more alcohol after that. So I think after Christmas we really So hey, Matt Kelly, what's the brand of your computer? You should go to your go to the manufacturer and check for the manufacturer website. Check your model and check for, because if you go into the driver in Windows settings, or in the device manager, sorry, and you click update, it doesn't necessarily update your drivers. Sometimes we have updates, but the updates are not going through there. Some updates are only available from the manufacturer website. Sorry. So go to your manufacturer's website, check your model of your computer, and check if they have an updated audio driver. Maybe it's a glitch in that driver, and once you've updated, it was going to work fine. That's weird because, well, you know what? There's one thing that I do understand and that I see sometimes, and I got to say, it's not a Windows 10 thing. It's a Windows thing in general for every version I've seen. It happens often. For example, I use this wireless microphone for the show. And what happens is when I use the wireless microphone, I need to boost the microphone to maximum. It's the only way that it works really well on this laptop. And it happens, I'll restart the computer 10 times. I would say that 1 out of 10 times the sliders have moved, and I don't know why. So I don't know. Sometimes maybe it's weird. Sometimes it's really weird. Okay, well that seems okay, Douglas Elliott. If it's for the Elite Pad, okay for the 900 model, and they are compatible. I would guess, yeah. I would guess, yeah. No problem, Boulder Creek. Hello there. I just saw somebody that wants to say hi. Helmut Lepisek, nice to have you on board, by the way. Google Wi-Fi. They stopped. Google Wi-Fi is, I don't know. I'm looking into changing my router with something really modern, but probably it's like some kind of maybe an Asus router, the ones that look like a spider, and that has 5G and everything, and AC, because I need something better. I need something better for Wi-Fi for sure. So. Well, I don't have much to say about the Lineage OS, aka Cyanogen mod. I need to check that out a little more. Jake Bick. So yeah, that could be interesting. Bobby Burgess video on the history of computing tablets too. And I almost, yesterday when I started doing the video for the history of smartphones, I almost thought that I was thinking, well, maybe I should do a special edition of Learn the Tech tonight and have a 1 hour of, smartphone history. That would have been nice. And I almost, I was thinking I almost, did it because I was like, oh man, I should announce that and do a special edition of Learn the Tech that I stopped doing for a while. By the way, I got a lot of questions about, just to put things straight, of people telling me, for example, I try to do the week news roundup basically on Saturdays to talk about some of the news of the week, and I haven't done it for 3 Saturdays in a row now. And some people have been asking me, oh, I like that. Did you stop doing it or something? It's just, everybody got to understand one thing, is that my priorities go where I get money. Okay, it's sad to say, but I have to work and I have to, if I'd be a millionaire, I would just devote time to do this and that's it. But thing is, with the way monetization is working right now, if I have a tech guy job, of course I'll prioritize the tech guy job because it will bring in some cash. And so basically, if I have some other thing to do and don't have the time for videos on something, there are two priorities for me right now. Of course, trying to get as much money racking in as possible. But the priority, what's for me the priority in my YouTube channels right now are the live shows. I want to make sure that I don't jump over any live shows. And I want to devote the time for that. So I want to make sure that the live shows are there every week and that everybody will be here every week. So, the Tuesday show is there. Now with the new show on Thursday with my nephew, then we have a show on Friday with the radio stuff that I do. Every 2 weeks I have one on Saturdays. These are my priorities on YouTube. Everything else is extra. So if I have to do too many tech jobs and don't have time for videos, what will be scaled back is always the videos I post every day. Because the last thing that I want to do is postpone a live show. So I always try to post, to get my clients at times that it doesn't interfere and that I know I'll be back home for the live show. So for example, so many Tuesdays that I've done this show, in the morning I take some tech, I have some clients as a tech guy. And then I come back around, 1 p.m., start preparing the stuff, in doing the live stream and everything. So it's not that I don't want to do them. It's just that it's very complex, and if I have to work too much outside of home, well, that's where it suffers. The videos suffer because I don't have time to do them. And like I say, the priority on YouTube for me is live shows right now. So if some days you have, it will happen. It happened in the past a few times, and it will happen in the future. Some days that I have too many clients, hey, no tech news for the day. It will happen because my priority will be as a tech guy job stuff. But I do promise I do the best I can to continue on and post videos and stuff. It's important, and I try to be as much here as I can, basically. So that's pretty much what's happening. So pretty cool. Hey there, Grape Old Pearls. Nice to have you on board. Happy New Year, and really cool to see everybody here. And it all depends. Jake Bake, I would say $2,000 PCs are worth it for some people, yes. It all depends on what you want to do and how much money you're willing to spend. Personally, my gaming PCs, what I did all the time with gaming PCs, every time I bought a gaming PC, I always bought some good stuff, but I never invested. I would probably stop off. If I had to buy a gaming PC right now, I would probably think of around $1,000. And what would be the most important for me is not the graphics card immediately, but the motherboard, the speed that everything goes at, and how well it can handle graphics, the higher end graphics card afterwards. And when I have a friend of mine. I remember we would play games, and he would buy these crazy $600 graphics cards, and I would always buy like a $150 graphic card. And he always tell me, "Well, why do you buy the cheaper card?" And I was telling him, you know what? If you have it's, I know your $600 card is faster than mine, but there's one thing that I'll be happy is that next year, when they have Pixel Shader 14.5 and your card doesn't, you will start having games that are not going to play or play reduced graphics. But I'll just think, well, I spent 150. Next year I'll spend 150 again, and I'll have a newer version of a good graphics card that's about 150. He bought it for 600, so he doesn't want to change it every year. He wants to change it. He wants to have it for as long as possible. But because of the way that gaming upgrades are done, I always thought, no, it's crazy to invest $500 on a graphics adapter. Better have a cheaper, yes, less performant, but still good graphics adapter that you change every year because, well, it's okay. I can change that every year. So it all depends on what you want to play. It depends on what you are. Some people are crazy about the maximum resolution possible at the highest frame rate possible. That's what makes them drive. That's what they want. So, it all depends on what you want to do. So, Oh, man. So, what else do we have? Yep, this Thursday from the couch. And, oh, no problem, Grapple Pearls. Yeah, well, last week we had one, but it was really close to New Year, so it's understandable. And I did have a little moment where I was thinking, should I take that first January week off also? But I thought, nah, why not? And once again, for everybody that is watching on this coming Thursday from the couch with my nephew, 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 2100 hours Universal Time. I like it the way Tim says it. 4 p.m. Gilles time. Josh, getting Windows Ready updates. Cool. Gregor, when I started the laptop, my display picture goes foggy, but after a while it gets better and is normal. The problem goes away, but then it comes back in a few weeks. That's weird. Your laptop, the display picture goes foggy. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I'd like to actually see. I like to see what you mean by foggy exactly, Gregor. Henry Caraballo, how much is a router I want? The next router I'll have is about $100 to $150. So that I never pay much more than 100 to 150 about. Jake Bake. Well, I don't add ads. Ads are done by Google on my channel, so I have nothing to say on that. And the way that it's shared is that 40%, 45% goes to Yahoo, to Google. 55% comes to me. So sorry if I'm a little far behind. Don't worry, I will see your questions, everyone. So But you know, the AdSense is horrible. I can just say that. It's even more horrible since the first of this year. I'm just going crazy. It's down this January for the first 9 days. Revenue on AdSense is down about 20%, which is a lot of money. So I don't. Actually, it's okay. Just do the best you can. All we want to see is your face in the place and hear your voice talking to us. That's cool, Grateful Pearls. I promise I try to keep that up as much as I can. Electra Thomason looks nice. 5G promises really, really high speed. You know, I'm surprised. I did. I don't know if you guys. I've got 4G here or LTE, and I was actually very surprised to see that my cell connection when I use my Galaxy S7 phone is faster than 100 megabits per second. I was like, wow, my cell phone connection is actually faster than my home connection. And 5G promises to bring us into maybe the terabits per second. Sounds interesting. Why not? The faster we go, the best it is, no? I think so. Well, it's about to be here, Jake Bake. Really about to be here. And they announced it on in the Consumer Electronics Show. Also, the new version of Bluetooth that promises to have much better sound, well, much better connection stability, basically. Yes, I did, by the way, Grateful Pearls, and I found the one with the politically correct words to use. Extremely amusing. Thank you so much, Grateful Pearls. It was really nice. They were all beautiful, but the one with the politically correct words to use at Christmas was great. And you know what? It shows that everywhere we have to do things like that. Even here, you know, people are saying, oh, we shouldn't call it a Christmas tree. We should call it a winter tree or what? Please, can we just call things like they are? And if you're not happy, well, who cares? That's the name that it has, and that's it. But man, I love that card. I love that card. Can tell you that. So yep, no 8K broadcasting, but there's TVs. You know, I don't know. You know, I have a friend of mine that bought a friend of mine that bought a sorry, I just got distracted here. So a friend of mine bought an 8K TV. And I remember I looked at him and I said, why? And he said, well, I want to have the best TV. Yeah, but there's nothing you can do. You know, it's kind of weird. Why? I don't see why you should have it. You know, my TV is in 4K. It's regular HD 1080p. And I find that just correct. So, you know, I don't know. Oh man. Here we're starting a snowstorm is starting about now. It's still not snowing, but I see that it's very windy outside. We're about to have 10 inches of snow here. So gonna be pretty nice. I like snow. Yeah, you're not alone, Helmut Lepusek. I've got a few people that told me they missed Learn the Tech. It's not, you know, it's not impossible that eventually it might come back. What the biggest problem I have with Learn the Tech is the amount of preparation that it needs. Learn the Tech is a show that I have to, depending on the subject, not only research the subject, because I don't, not to look like I'm dumb in front of the camera, but you have to research. I need the pictures, research the subject, sometimes read a lot of it because that it gets in my head, because some aspects of technology I don't know super deeply how it is. I got a few people that actually told me that some of my subjects were amazingly researched, and that they found that it was so cool, and that what I could, what I was talking about was amazing. And you're not alone, Helmut. You know what? I've got several people that told me they miss the Learn the Tech shows, and I don't know. I'd have to do it. Maybe doing it at another time slot, maybe, or I don't know. I'd have to check out. But it's a show that was fun to do. But it takes a lot of time. And some of the weeks when I had too much tech duties plus the live shows to prepare, I didn't have the time to Learn the Tech, and it was not lack of subjects necessarily, because some, people said, well, lack of subjects. No, there's always something to learn about tech. It's some of the basically almost unlimited view. You can talk about anything in the tech shows. I had all sorts of ideas, but it just was a lot of time to devote to do it. Unfortunately, Ian Mintern from Australia. Thank you very much. Nice to have you on board. Pretty cool, and pretty cool. Nice to have everybody here. What's the? Okay, let's see here. What else do we have here? 47. My age is 47. Grateful for after 29 below zero, you can keep your cold weather in Canada. Yeah, we had our share of cold, I can tell you that. And of course, Henry Caraballo, anybody can donate through PayPal. Here, I'll put the PayPal email. So if anybody wants to donate, like did today our gracious Tim Robinson, and that's the email for donations. And you got some great donators, and I mean it's really, really cool. I have a nice lady called Carol that donates from I believe Virginia every month. I got some regular contributors. I've got the Patreon.com that has some regular contributors. I've got some regular contributors on PayPal. And it's pretty. It's pretty cool. It's nice to have some support, and I do the best I can. Hey, Vernon Smith, nice to have you here. Pretty cool. And yeah, that's something that I'm checking out, Stephen Mel. But it's very complex to get sponsors. They want to have actual numbers, which are very difficult to find when you are on YouTube. You got to bring them up, their numbers from YouTube. So slowly we're gonna check it out. Slowly we need to find things. My nephew Gabriel is so positive about our show that we'll have on Thursday from the couch, that if something can happen, it's gonna happen with that show, because I know he's really into it, and he wants to be a success. And I really find it really cool because he's so positive and upbeat. I think it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be fun to do a show that's not a show alone. Well, I'm not alone. It's like I say in my radio shows. What's very, very amazing here is the fact that when I do a show and I have you guys in the chat, it's like having you guys around me here in my room. And basically, it's funny because when I shut down the show and I stop the chat, I feel like I'm alone suddenly. Where now I feel like I'm in a room with tons of people, and it's pretty cool. Kind of nice to have everybody on board. I actually like the fact that we don't have too many questions today. It's kind of fun to have the interaction in the chat also. Jacqueline McBride has a question. Someone else using Windows 8 logged on my Facebook account, and you use Windows 10 using the same internet browser. Do I change where I am logged in at some... the best that you can do, Jacqueline, go to your Facebook account. Okay? On the Facebook account, you will go on the upper right corner where there's the icon with your... let me just wait here. I'm going to check it out. Okay, upper right corner, there's like a little lock. And you can check there and go into your settings. Right next to it, there's a little arrow that points down. Go there and change your password. That's the best thing you can do. If you think your Facebook is being used by somebody else, there's one fix for that. Change your password. It's a common issue. It often has to do with either two things. Either your password is not strong enough, or your password you used the same at another place where they actually were, the people were hacked. And when they were hacked into, they stole the password and are using it there. So, upper right corner in the blue bar of Facebook, little down arrow, and from there, go into your options. And into the options on the left side, you should see security. You should see places where you can change your password. And that's going to let you change the password, and you shouldn't have anybody else log into that. So there's in the general page, you see I'm in my own Facebook right now. In the general page, when you go there, it says the first page that appears, password, and it tells you the last time you changed it if you did. And on the right side, it says modify or change. So change your password, and even better, in the security options, if you have a smartphone, why don't you activate two-factor authentication? That will prevent anybody from logging in, because every time somebody wants to log into Facebook from a new device, it's going to actually ask for a secret word. So just change your password and you're going to be all right. Alexander, what does it say here? I have a problem if does not have an image. Okay, I have a problem. If article does not have an image, it posts on Facebook with picture from other article. Choose to which read the option from the post, but at the present, the option is very often Facebook anymore. You know what? I am plagued by the same thing that you are actually having, Alexander. And I have that regarding YouTube. When I post my YouTube live shows on Facebook, I am stuck with sometimes the wrong thing appearing. And basically... I don't know. It's kind of I'm not sure exactly how to help you with this, unfortunately. But I have kind of a bit of the same thing, so that's for sure. What else do we have here? Henry Caraballo, do you like TP-Link Archer C7 wireless dual band Giga router AC1750? Yes, it is a nice router. The AC1750 I've seen many times. It seemed to be an amazingly good router. Yes, it does, from what I've seen. So Bobby Burgess says Learn the Tech was good. Yeah, Learn the Tech, Jake Bake, is a show that I had before. The last Learn the Tech was when? In October, something like that? I had 2 shows on Tuesdays. I had this show, and that lasted 90 minutes. And then at 6 p.m. Eastern, I had the Learn the Tech show that talked about a tech subject every Tuesday evenings, and it was really, really nice. And but it's mostly Learn the Tech was mostly a if you get more because we were at the first generalized with general stuff. And what happened is that after general stuff, we could go more precisely into certain specific stuff. So, there's kind of an endless pool of tech subjects, but it's mostly because it takes a lot of time to prepare. Jake Bake, it's kind of normal. Photoshop and Camtasia Studio are programs that take a lot of RAM and a lot of power on a PC. So mostly make sure make sure that you have enough RAM on your PC. And but these software are dreadfully big and heavy on any PC. It's kind of normal that it slows down your computer. Ab Tenali says, what degrees do you have and what position do you hold for a living? My degrees are in 2 different areas. One is in computers, and the other one is in electronics. The position I hold is kind of CEO of my company. I am self-employed. I have been a tech guy, self-employed for the past 17 years. I want to stay self-employed. I never want to work for a company again for the rest of my life, I can tell you that. Basically, my life is right now kind of divided in half with I have two company names. Basically, they're in French. Atelier Informatique, which is the tech side, the tech guy side of business. And I have another one called Création Tube, which is the YouTube side of the business. And so my main goal would be to try to make enough money out of live shows and stuff like this to eventually not do too many tech guy jobs. I talked about tech guy jobs at one point in on one of my shows, and basically, what happens is after 17 years of going to different areas and fixing computers of everybody, you get to a point where you get enough. I got a little fed up. I at one point was doing tech guy jobs, a lot of tech guy jobs all the time. Worked from Monday to Saturday. The only day I was really off was on Sundays. I think I tired myself of working too much, and I got fed up of fixing computers a little bit. And doing this and helping you is not the same as fixing a computer. I try my best to help you guys. But the thing is, if I do what I can, but you guys, unless, of course, some of you gave me donations, but I mean, most of you, you didn't pay for anything. You just, look at my answer, and if I can help you. Where when you're a tech guy and you, of course, charge, you owe that person a lot more. And some clients take advantage of that and are a little too heavy on the I want more side. And so at some point you get a little fed up. The majority of clients that I have are great. They're great people and they're really nice. But I got to say that little, 2-3% of idiots drain a lot of energy out of your job. And so there are things, that I can't complain. I mean, being self-employed is the best thing that can happen to anybody. I worked for many companies before that, and I got to say, never been happier since I worked for myself. Jake Bick, yeah, that's one of the reasons your computer might actually have problems with Photoshop. 3 gigabytes of RAM is not a lot. Typically today, I would say at least 8 gigabytes. At least 8 gigabytes. And basically, that's, let me just... So, but tech guy is really my main job technically, but I'm pretty much 50%. I can tell you that. What else do we have here? What else do we have here? Sorry, you guys, I'm a little behind, but I will do my best to answer everybody. By foggy, okay, Gregor, by foggy I mean it gets distorted so that if it gets to the log on screen, I cannot see if I am entering the password or not. Yeah, it could be a driver issue. It could be a graphics adapter driver issue. Could be your screen that's having problems. The way you're telling it, I'm thinking your screen might be having some problems. Might be a hardware issue also. Could be a hardware issue. My opinion about the new Nintendo Switch, I don't know. I'm not sure that thing is going to be, I don't know. We're going to have a lot of information about that, by the way, Thursday. Because there's a conference. Nintendo has a live event just before the show on Thursday from the couch. And my nephew is checking that event. He's going to look at that event and he's going to talk about it. So we'll have a little more about that, but I'm not sure. It seems, Nintendo is that hit or miss company. They have a big hit with something and they're just bad with others. It's kind of weird sometimes. So, well, actually, it's the email to use for PayPal, IVNet, that's all. To give money through PayPal, you use an email address. So when you use a PayPal account, you say, I send money to that that email address, and PayPal knows which account, And I don't talk too much about gaming in my news bulletins because it's not an aspect where I am very interested in. Maybe some of you would maybe like that more. Maybe I can partner with my nephew for something better. As for gaming will have more stuff with learn from the couch. I think if anybody that's a gamer, anybody that has a console, anybody that likes gaming games of all sorts, I think From the Couch is going to be a great show for you guys, because my nephew is going to have that part, and it's going to add something to the. It's going to add something, really cool to the aspect here. So, and that's going to be cool. From the Couch will run 2 hours. We had a meeting, me and my nephew, last Thursday. We set up the rules, the guides. We set up even it's a nice OneNote sharing account. So we have a OneNote. He puts notes in there that what he's going to talk about. I put notes in there what I'm going to talk about, so that we know in advance what each other we're going to talk about. Basically the show, what I said is the show typically should run for 2 hours, but it's a no time limit, like this show. This show has no time limit. And I can babble on for hours. For those that are on my radio channel, you know that I can babble on for a lot of hours. Even the Christmas show with my nephew was 5 hours long, was amazingly long. So, as long as there's subject and there's something to talk about, we just babble on and continue. Yeah, car tech, that could be possible. Why not? Just ask questions. Douglas Elliott, yeah, I know. It's not a bad idea. The idea of rolling the news item into the news into the live show. That's something that could be interesting. Something I'd like to do, actually, and I've been really thinking hard about it, because it doesn't last that long. I have this idea of I would like maybe to do the news bulletins live. Having a set time. Every day at this time is going to be the news bulletin, and do it live. I think that could be cool. So, talks on Chromebooks, Jim Maley, yes, we're going to try to talk as much as Chromebooks as possible. And I'm checking out right now if I can get enough money. I'm checking out to maybe buy one and maybe create a separate Chromebook channel where we'll talk about that and only that. I think that could be cool. So I think that pretty much is. Jan Minterm, do you have a way to stop junk emails for good? Well, do the junk emails go into the junk folder? That's the way you stop the junk emails. That's the way you stop the junk emails. That's all. You cannot prevent junk emails from arriving in the junk folder. That's the way it works. Remember that 95% of all emails sent are junk emails. Only less than 5% of all emails are really true emails that people are sending out. So basically, if it goes into the junk email, there's nothing to do. Just leave it like that and ignore the junk email. You just have to ignore the junk email as much as possible. So Abhinav Tenali, I'm a tech guy by profession, and I am going to hey guys, can you give me a second? We're going to continue on. I like blabbing a lot, and this is fun. If you guys give me just a second, I'm going to go refill my coffee and also get my phone, because I'm hearing my phone beep. And I know things are happening, so for a few seconds, I'm going to refill my coffee. I'm going to continue talking, even there's nobody here, because I can with this wireless microphone. But, I'm just going to warm up the coffee. Cold coffee. I hate cold coffee. It's just horrible. and warming it up is going to be great, I think. So hope you guys are enjoying the show. We are live every Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, we answer questions and just talk about tech of any kind. And have a lot of fun doing it with a great gang that's in the chat room. And I just love you guys and girls. It's just fantastic. And if I have one thing to remember by, if one day I don't do this anymore, it's going to be the great people that I've met through this live show, and just how fantastically great people are around the world in general. It's really, really nice. So it's pretty cool. So thank you everybody that's been sending me some PayPal donations. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really, really is appreciated. You have no idea, guys and girls, how it is. And you know what? That's what keeps me on. Hey, I'm back. So there we go. Let's put this laptop back here and continue on and blabber. So cheers, everybody. Have a little sip of coffee. And helps the throat because sometimes a little difficult to. Okay. What else do we have? What else do we have? So thanks, Henry Caraballo, and everybody that sent me a little something through PayPal today. It's much appreciated. Gravel Pearl says, shockingly got a response. Hello, we are working on the feature to turn off integration between Skype and Outlook. Aha. That's interesting. At least they answered. You tie-dye your jumper. Floating head. Yeah, I would have to. You know, I just wear like, you know, something that just matches the sofa. It's like a floating head. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll put a green screen back and we'll do some effects. That's pretty cool. Okay. What else do we have? I don't know. What is better, Samsung or Apple? Youssef Barkawi, you know what? It all depends on the ecosystem that you already have. I do not have any negative. You know, I don't like one better than the other. That's, you know, I gotta say, you know, saying that, I do have a Galaxy Samsung S7 phone, but before this, I had an iPhone. I had the iPhone 5, and I'm happy to have changed. But I think both ecosystems are great. It depends, you know. I would say that you should look around you. If everybody has an iPhone, maybe it's cool to have an iPhone because you do everything the same thing that your friends do. If you have Apple stuff in your home. You know, I have an Apple TV, and I got to say, one of the things that I enjoyed a lot with the Apple TV was you could stream videos from your iPhone or your iPad to the Apple TV on your big 50-inch screen. You could turn your iPhone into a gaming machine and play it on your 50-inch screen. And that is cool. So if you have the ecosystem or if you have a Mac computer, staying with Apple is the good idea because all Apple products talk to each other amazingly well. But apart from that, you know, I'm moving away from MacBooks. My last MacBook that I have, when it's over, when it doesn't work anymore, I'm not going to change that. I'm not buying a new MacBook. It's too expensive for what it is, in my opinion. I'm not really going to buy any, I'm not going to buy the new Apple TV. I'm going to buy a TV box of some sort. That could be more interesting, but, you know, basically, it depends on what you like. One of the things that I enjoy so much with this is the fact that you can put SD cards, things that you cannot do with Apple. So if you have a friend of yours that has some videos, he puts it in an SD card, you put it in the phone, and you got all the videos there. You can save, you can, you know, and put a 200 gig SD card in here, and add more storage. There are things like that that I like. I like the fact that it's flexible. It's a little bit like Windows. You can actually, just basically install any app from outside the store. Things that you cannot do really, okay, you can jailbreak your phone, but your iPhone, but it's there are some advantages to both, but Samsung or Apple, both are okay, And even with the Note 7 fiasco, I would not be scared of buying a Samsung phone in 2017. And actually, when we look at the sales for Christmas, you know what? There was actually nothing showed that people are scared of buying, Jake Bake, 10 subs in his subscriber count on YouTube. The counters on YouTube are totally bogus. They don't work well. To give you an example, the views are not are not correct. So an example that I find always funny is sometimes I look at one of my videos that I posted an hour ago. It says 5 views and 10 likes. And you're like, what? 10 likes, 5 views. Something's wrong. I think the numbers of everything is not precise, and there's delays in the numbers also. It's YouTube. There's nothing you can do about that. YouTube has a kind of a broken system a little bit. How many PCs do I have? Let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 PCs. That's pretty much what I have. But I gotta say one thing, is that of these 7 PCs, only 2 of them are the ones that I bought with my money. Brand new. The Toshiba that I'm using to stream, that's on here on the table, and the MacBook that I use. All the rest are computers that clients didn't want to have anymore, that I fixed, and I use them for different little things, including a different thing. Some are like this one is on Linux. One is on the insider preview of Windows 10. There's another one that is, many are on Windows 10. One is on Windows 7. In case I need Windows 7, there are a few apps that I use. I need Windows 7. So, pretty cool. Hello there, Klaus Schneider. Nice to have you. Thank you very much for your nice comment. And, what else? Yeah, cold coffee is horrible. I hate that. I just can't, Yeah, you guys in UK like tea. I don't like tea. I don't know. There's something about tea I don't like. But if I go into UK, Tim, you're going to have to make me a tea. And we'll have to drink beer. Can I suggest a cheap Windows tablet? For a cheap Windows tablet, I would suggest, I don't know what size you want, but if you want to have a cheap Windows tablet, let me just check it out here. There's a few here, cheap Windows tablet that I've seen on a web page. Cheap Windows tablet. There are a few that look interesting. One of them is, okay, let me just check here. It depends what cheap is, but one is the Dell Venue 10-inch, which is the Dell Venue Pro. That one's $199. You also can have, let me check it out here. I don't know how much you want to spend also. There's the Asus Transformer, which is a laptop that turns into a tablet for also $199. If $200 is about what you want, I'd go with the Dell Venue Pro. Looks interesting. Quad-core, 10.1-inch Windows tablet. $20 more for the Windows 10 version. There's a few like these that are interesting. You can maybe check for. Well, they do sell iced coffee here, Electra Thomason in Canada, but the thing is, here in Canada, in the month of July, it's tropical. It's like plus 30 Celsius. And you want to have your iced coffee. So, what else do we have here? I like Carol T's answer. How many PCs does she have? Not as many as the amount of radios. Yep. That's true. So sorry here, I'm a little far back. I'm slowly, I hope I'm not. Yep, Carol T, a 200 gigabyte SD card. Actually, the one I have in here is 128. So I've got the 32 gigabyte storage from the phone, plus 128 gigabytes in SD card in here, and a nice picture of the cat, of course, every time I turn on the phone. So, well, in Android, what you do is you don't actually expand it. What you do basically with Android is when you go into the settings, you can actually tell the Android operating system that you want all pictures and videos taken from the camera go to the SD card, first of all. That is amazing because now with, like for me, with 128 gigabytes, I can take videos and pictures like I want. You know, I just can go crazy. Where everybody else is careful because, oh, well, I can't take more than a 2-minute video because it takes too much space. I just don't care because I have a lot of space. Also, not all apps, but I'd say about 50% of the time, when you go into your apps list and you check out, it's going to tell you it's an internal storage, but about 50% of the apps, maybe 60%, you have a button that says change. And you can change from internal storage to external storage and put games and apps on the SD card also. So, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, well, it's an older model, Carol, Galaxy S5. That's why it goes up to 32 gigabytes. In more modern operating systems and more modern technology, they can use bigger cards now. I believe 256 gigabyte is the biggest card you can put in the S7, if I'm not mistaken. But I do need more than 32. 32 is a little, it's just a little too tight for me, 32. That's one thing. But it's pretty cool. So, hey, cool, Helmut. Thank you, and hope to see you Thursday for the new show. I think it's going to be fun with my nephew, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And like I said, about 2 hours. Hello there, Jacqueline McBride. Welcome to the live chat room. Nice to see you here. One of the things that you need to know is that the external SD card is not as fast as the internal memory. So one of the things that you will want to do is some of the games or some of the apps you sometimes want to keep in the internal storage because of its speed. Yeah, Jacqueline, change your password. Did you change your password for your Facebook account? If you are logged in, if you're not logging in yourself, just go in the upper right corner in the blue bar and the down arrow, go into the properties and go and change your password. It's the best way that nobody can hack into your account anymore. So I'm lucky because my 128 gigabyte card was given to me free by a friend of mine, so not too bad. Yeah, that cheap Windows tablet that Tim, yeah, that was raffled out from Tim. Yeah, not too long ago. Apparently, for the rich people. But hey, it's for the rich people. Steven Mail, my Lenovo, the one I was saying having problems, finally updated. My laptop is having problems downloading the update, and my old desktop just started downloading. Yeah, well, it's not a problem. Remember one thing, Steven. If it takes 10 hours to download an update, it doesn't have a problem downloading it. It's just like that. It's like that for some people in some PCs. To give you an idea, downloading on the PC that I have on the TV right now, I think it took an hour and a half just to download. It was stopping at different places. And also remember that Windows Updates downloads are dependent on what you're doing with your PC. If, for example, you're watching this live stream, it will slow down your download. It will stop it even. So, it can take 20 hours for a download to download. It's not a problem. It's never a problem. The problem, for me, a problem in updates is when you have the download and everything and you click upgrade and it doesn't work. So that's the thing. Yeah, that's it, Jacqueline McBride. If somebody else logging, change your password, it fixes the problem. If you change your password, it cannot, they won't be able to log in anymore. Changing your password fixes everything, Jacqueline. Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think about it, but putting the atomic clock here, or the clock here, would be a good idea to have a clock so people can see the time. I'm looking at something here for our live show when we do from the couch. Something we could put in the background that would be nice to look at also. I think that would be pretty cool. So Albert Zappa says he's got a cheap Envision 10.1 serves my purpose. So yeah. But be careful, Jacqueline, about the different town. There's one thing you need to know about Facebook. It's not accurate. And do you have Facebook on your phone? Do you have a smartphone with Facebook on it? For example, just to give you an example of how inaccurate Facebook is sometimes, I know nobody's using my Facebook except me. But sometimes I log in. Here there's the city of Montreal. North, the city of Laval. And you know what? Sometimes it tells me, oh, you're in the city of Laval. And I'm like, no, I'm not in Laval. I'm in Montreal. Facebook is very, very bad at knowing exactly where you are. So be careful with the town. It's not necessarily that somebody else is logging in with your account. But, just changing your password fixes everything. That's it. You cannot change your Facebook town you're logging into, Jacqueline. That is automatic from Facebook. Facebook detects and decides what town you're logging into. And that is dependent on the internet connection. You have no effect on what town you are at. Your Facebook detects it according to what internet connection you're using. Sorry, and it can be off. It really can be off. Well, then you can probably go up to 128, Carol T. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way. And yes, the internet, everything is true on the internet. You can believe everything on the internet. So, what else do we have? Okay, well, but don't worry. If it says, yeah, I'd be curious, Jacqueline. I'm wondering if really somebody else is getting in. It's impossible. If you change your password, it's totally impossible someone else is getting in, Jacqueline. The only way that would happen is either because you are infected by a Trojan that steals your password. But you know what? I can bet you there's something happening which is doing that, but it's not a problem. Have you seen any unusual activity on your account, Jacqueline? Posts or messages sent that are not from you? If nothing like that happened, I don't think you have to worry. If you change your password, it's impossible that somebody else is getting in. There's no way. There's no way that someone can hack into your account unless you're using a really, really bad password. And I think it's more of something that maybe you don't understand on how Facebook will, tag. Let me just check here, okay? Just by curiosity, I'm gonna check my own Facebook account and see what it tells me of the login sessions in my account. So let's check it out here. If I go here and check it out, man, this computer's slow. Okay. Let me just check here. Where am I logged in from? What's that, show now? Okay. I don't know. Where do I go to see where I'm logging from? Just want to see here. Where am I logged in from? I won't remember where we go. Okay. Security. And here we go. Okay, here we go. Where I am. Okay, I know where it is now. Okay. Okay, right now it's telling me that I'm Firefox Linux, and if I'm looking at today, Montreal, Edge. Yeah. By the way, when you go to the settings and you go to security on the left side in Facebook, there's something that's going to tell you where you are connected, and they actually give you the possibility to change it. But you see here, there's two places that it tells me I'm not in Montreal, and I know that I'm not. I haven't been, there. That's false information, and I'm not scared about. I know nobody else is using my Facebook. Sorry. So I would guess that it's more of something that you're not really understanding where it. Yeah, but don't take that for granted, Jean-Claude. Windows 8 or Windows 10. When's the last time somebody logged in with Windows 8? And if you change the password, it's impossible that they're still logging in. It's totally impossible. There's something not right in the way that there's something you are doing that does something different. Brian Wilson, hello there. Welcome to the show. What is your opinion on putting tabs aside in Edge? I don't know. I'm not sure I would I'm not sure I would do that. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Basically, I'm trying to figure out how it would help me to have that set aside the tabs thing. I use a lot of tabs, and when I want to do a new session, I just open a tab and do it there. The only reason I would think of that maybe as a useful thing is if you use really tons of tabs, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. So 10 minutes for the update, Stephen Mail. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Pretty good. That's about 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, Stephen Mail. I'll try to put that clock here or something. And yeah, if you change your password, I do not think somebody else is logging into your Facebook account, Jacqueline. My insider updates always hesitate at 87% when installing most of the time. There's, one of the things that you need to know about the insider updates is remember that an update from the insider preview is reinstalling pretty much a full copy of Windows. And depending on what it is installing, it will stall at different places. There are places where things are going fast, and there are places where the thing that it's doing, what it needs to write on the hard drive, when it needs to check or when it needs to change, can take a lot of time before it does that job. So it will stop at specific times. And probably that in your case, in your computer, at 87%, there's something there that takes a lot of time to do. And when that is done, it then continues. So, but it's nothing unusual, okay? Yeah, I understand, Jacqueline, but I'd have to see for myself because it's, I'd have to see your usage, what you do. It's the kind of thing that often, people think this is happening, and it's totally something else that's happening. And when I go to the client, I can actually, basically. Tell them, oh, well, no, nothing like that was happening. The reason it's like this is because you're doing that or that. It's very, very difficult from a distance, Jacqueline, to really know. But you know what? If you change your password, I can't see how they can get in at all. Tim Robinson is a porn star. So we now know it. Hey, Gerald DeCare. Hello there. Nice to have you on board, Jerry. Always cool. Well, there's no time limit to the shows, Jake Beck. There's really no limit. No, not at all, Stephen. I was not mad at all. If I'd be mad, I'd tell you. I'm a pretty direct guy. You're at one end of what's happening here, and I'm at the other end, the guy that does the stuff. And it's difficult, It's like I was saying at the beginning. It's mostly, trying to find time. And, I understand things. I do get, you're not the only one. I do get comments about, you stopped doing this. And I really enjoyed that. And, the problem is, like I always say, time and just trying to find the way to do things. If this would give me tons of cash, that I'd have only this to do. if I could only do this, you know, there would be more stuff. There'll probably be more live shows. It's all about you know, just trying to find the time to do something. It's you know, that's the way it is. But no, I'm not mad. You know, I accept. I do accept a lot of the comments, and everybody, you know, everybody's entitled for comments. Like I say, you know, my just look at my Facebook, my YouTube channel. A lot of YouTube channels block comments. They just don't allow them at all. And you know, I don't believe in that. And if you look at the comments on my YouTube channel, yes, I do have control over them, but I will not block a comment that is negative if it's well explained, if it, you know, has criticism that at least, you know, well, you should do this like that because of this or that reason. It's like, okay. Or, you know, why did you do that? I love that show. It's like, you know, I let them go. I have no problem with that. It's okay. I mean, if I was at the other end and say that I was a big fan of Learn the Tech, of course I would have said to myself, oh, it's sad, Learn the Tech is not there anymore. And but you know, it's like I always say that people should never forget, and that is kind of true, is that I love doing what I do. I try to do the best that I can. But in the end, I don't owe anybody anything in what I do. I have myself, my own, how to say, I have my own professional side that, you know, I keep the live shows and try to not miss a live show if possible. I do my news bulletin and try not to miss a news bulletin. And it keeps me up to date with the news at the same time, what's happening in the tech world. It's just, you know, it's just that, you know, I wish I could do better, and that is all dependent on how I can do monetization of stuff. You know, it's fun to do this, but if doing this means I have you know, difficulty paying the rent at the end of the month, well, you know, I can't continue like that. So that's more of the problem than anything else, and it's sad because it does affect, you know, the live shows. It does affect different things. And you know, when I talk about things that are coming up, like, you know, the Thursday show, which is from the Thursday show that is from the couch. You know, I wanted to start that last fall, and with everything that's happening, my tech guy duties and everything, it's like, okay, I was still doing Learn the Tech, which was a show that asks a lot of, you know, takes a lot of time, and basically all that together gives you the, you know, okay, well, if I add this show, am I going to drive myself crazy in doing live shows? You know, I'd rather go slowly and even stop doing certain things than do too much and go crazy and just stop everything, which would not be a good idea. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to leave this and, hey, bye, I'm not doing anything anymore. That's not the idea behind this. So, you know, I do the best I can, and that's what needs to be understood here, mostly. But no, I'm not mad. There are some people that I'm mad about, but yeah, I'm not mad at you at all. It wasn't, you know, it was just a comment, curiosities, that questions you had. That's it. Brian Wilson, yep. You know, I have 15002. I have problems with my. My Action Center doesn't work all the time. I've got a lot of things. That's the first one that I have problems with. And yes, Donna Sarkar is a great contact on Twitter to know when insiders, new insider previews are done. Gerald, AVG was nice at certain point, but it's kind of a little too heavy lately. You know what? If remember that the best antivirus is you, because you are the security of your PC. If you're careful, you know what? Just use, if you're in Windows 7, use Security Essentials from Microsoft. If you're in Windows 10 or 8, just use the Windows Defender that's integrated into Windows. You'll be all right. You don't need more than that. You are the security, I can tell you that. Much more than anything else. Much more than anything else. What else do we have here? It's okay, Brian Wilson. Your video and audio out of sync is on. It's on your insider previews. It could be of everything you're watching online. What's the new Malwarebytes like? It works well. I've used it a lot. Actually, I've been meaning to do a video about it also, and it's interesting. I think it's time to update it because they really changed the interface. I used it a few times at some of my clients, and it works well. Actually, I even found that it seems to be a little faster than it was before in doing its scan. So I should make a video about this Malwarebytes and update it, because the video I did was last year with the last version. Got a lot of snow. We do have a lot of snow on the ground. I'd say we have right now about a feet of snow. And we're supposed to have something like 10 inches tonight. But it still hasn't started snowing from what I see outside. Oh yes, it started now. Oh yeah, now it's starting to look like a snowstorm outside. So we're about to have about 10 inches tonight, plus some freezing rain. And but you know, that's regular Montreal, Canada weather. I can tell you that. So beers of the world. Oh, that'd be cool. I like that. Beers of the world. Who would like to have a beer show? That could be cool. I'd have new beers every time. I actually would buy these packs of beers, you know, that have like all different kinds from different parts of the world. That could be cool. I would love that. I actually would love that. Beers of the world. Oh, it's really, really snowy now. You know, are you careful, Jerry? Are you careful with your computer? Are you careful where where you go and what you do on your PC? You know, are you the kind of guy that clicks everything and downloads everything, or the kind of guy that usually is careful? And think about it for a second, Jerry. How many times have you had viruses or malware on your PC in the past 2 years? 0? Security Essentials, or the one integrated into Windows Defender is okay. You had tons of malware and viruses. Maybe a paid one would be better, but you know, then again, it's really your habit that is the worst. You know, your habit of what you do on the web decides if you are in danger or not. Well, what about the website? Yes, I should do something about that. It kind of dropped out of my mind a little bit, but that is true that doing a website could be interesting. One of the things, also crazy things that we're thinking about are from the Couch Show. Doing we want to test, not this time, but in the next few weeks, we want to test something. We want to test streaming HD on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time. So we'll have 2 platforms for the same show and see how it works. Kaspersky is not bad. Grateful Pearls using Kaspersky. It's not a free antivirus, but it's not bad. I've seen a lot of clients use Kaspersky. It's an okay antivirus. You know, whatever you use is all right. Like I always say, I never like to comment much on antivirus software because the security is you much more than anything else. So you know, it's just you know. Depends on what you're doing, basically. Much more than anything else. Much more than anything else. That is right, Grateful Pearls. I need to have Mary Jo Foley on. She's a big, big beer fan. That is true. That would be cool. I wonder, you know, I'd be curious. I wonder if I would just drop a little hello and say, look, I have this live show on YouTube, and I am a big fan, and some of my viewers are also fans of you. Would you consider doing a little, you know, 10 or 15 minute Mary Jo Foley? I can bet you if I'd ask, she might say yes. She looks kind of nice. She looks serious, but kind of nice. Basically. What else do we have here? Andreas Brylowski, nice to have you on board. Downloading the new cumulative update, and yeah, it's pretty nice, Jacqueline. The new Malwarebytes. I think I'm gonna do a video. And can Malwarebytes conflict with Windows Defender? I've not seen any conflicts personally. I've installed Malwarebytes on all of my PCs, and I've never seen a conflict with Windows Defender. And since the anniversary update, also Windows Defender is much more friendly with the antivirus, other antivirus software. So in general, it should be okay. So yes, I'm about to do that also. It's been almost a year now since I did the security software. What's the best in security again? Every time I go and basically do these, I always get a bunch of know-it-alls that say, "Oh, that's not the best way to test the antivirus," and you know that because of the sequence 4.5 and this kind. Shut up, mind your own business. I do my own tests my own way, and it's fine. Another one that I want to do also that is going to come in the next few days. Browser tests. I want to see browser tests. And I want to do that famous battery test with Edge. I want to do that battery test with Edge. And actually, anybody using Opera, I've noticed that when I use Opera and I'm on battery on my laptop, there's actually a little battery icon on the upper right, and it says, "Oh, well, you should click here to have Opera, be in battery saver mode." So all of that, I think it's something cool that would be nice to test out, and I need to do that. Test the browsers, test the battery. Not like going to zero, but what I would do is use, I have a brand new battery that I can really use for that, and say, I'll use one browser, open the same web page, do the same thing, and wait, and I'll clock how much time it took to go, say, from 100% to 75%. And from there, I'll do that with all the browsers and see which one drops the fastest and so on. So on Facebook, well, I have a Facebook page. For those that are not on the Facebook page, which is which is, let me just, I don't even remember myself what's my Facebook page. So it's facebook.com/ how did I put it? It's, I believe, like this. On Belong. So on Facebook, yeah, Gilles the Tech Guy. So usually, I'm just gonna put it in the chat, but if you go on Facebook and basically you search for Gilles the Tech Guy, like this, you will actually see that I have a Facebook page related to what I do here. So, Jerry, if I had won, if I was one of the people that won the 60 million jackpot, I can tell you that I would really maybe I wouldn't be here tonight. Say that I would have taken a little time off, but I would still continue doing this. But I would probably have done a video saying, hey, I'm going down south for a couple of weeks, and so where do you see the red websites on the web, Jacqueline? In the address bar at the top? Is it coming red? If it does, it's because there are some websites that are not correct, for sure. Yeah. What else do we have here? Hey, goodbye, Jake Bake. It was nice to have you. And Thursday we have our show if you want. I would get on Twitch with we would create an account and have 2 PCs streaming with 2 cameras. So we'd have Twitch with 2 different angles. So we'd have one angle on YouTube, one angle on Twitch, and so we simply would stream on Twitch directly, creating an account. A good free antivirus, Jerry. Use the one from Microsoft. It's okay, and you won't have any problems. I can tell you that. Okay, really, online or downloaded videos go out of sync. That's interesting. I would guess that's some kind of an issue with maybe your graphics adapter driver. That's weird. ESET is good, Jacqueline McBride. Not 32 from ESET is great. So, Tim, did I get some new tech from Santa? If so, what did you get and how are you finding it? Well, I can show you guys what I got as a new tech. It's not related to computers, but the new tech I got from Santa is, let me just check it out. Man, it's hard to get off from that couch. It's a shortwave AM FM radio, so those that follow me on the radio channel know that I got this, and I'm a big radio fan. So this is shortwave radio with AM, FM, shortwave, longwave, and everything. It's really, really neat. And I actually got this from a California company called Countycom that gave it to me free of charge, so I can talk about it and on my YouTube channel on the radio side. So exactly like Jerry said, I got a GP5 SSB from Santa. Actually, I got 2 of them. I can show you guys. I got 2 of them, and I don't know yet what I'm going to do with the second one. I'm thinking of what I'm going to do. They send me 2, and so I've been having a lot of fun. I can show you guys 2 little twins. So that's pretty much what I got, and some cool flashlights also. They have some really amazing flashlights that they actually sell to the U.S. military, and wow, they are amazing, and they are so bright. They're just amazing little devices, I can tell you that. So what else do we have here? If anybody wants it, there's Tim Robinson and his big heart. Got 2 GB gaming RAM for free. Corsair DDR2 XMS2 memory, 800 megahertz. If anybody wants it, that must be your, maybe it's your EST antivirus, Jacqueline, that actually is doing that and saying that that website might actually have a problem. Oh, if I won the 60 million, Gerald, I wouldn't even send you an R8600. I'd send you the R9500. Why the hell take us 8600 when you can have the really top of the line $14,000 radio? Matt Kelly says Insider Preview seems to be okay in my system. Pretty good, pretty cool. And no, these are actually they are made by Texan, Tim. And bye, Christine Bowman, and see you on Thursday, 4 p.m. Not 3, 4 p.m. Eastern, 2100 UTC. They are made by Texan, but for a U.S. company called Counticom, and these are sold to the U.S. government. They've been modified with upper sideband, but you can see the Texan version, which is, I believe, the Texan PL 365. So it's pretty cool. Oh, man. Ripple Pearls is panicking. Laptop is downloading cumulative update KB 33 to 139.86. Should take about 10 minutes. Not much more. So, there's always new bad ransomware. Ransomware is a plague. So, oh, Jerry's got 2 GP5 sitting in a box at home. That's cool. That's cool. Brian Wilson, how do you get a free new laptop to test builds on? I don't know. You'll have to check that out. Oh, man. Yeah, you know what? I am thinking, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. One of the things I did think about was to maybe repackage one and eventually do a raffle on the shortwave show. And I think that could be interesting. And, you know, that could be a possibility. I might raffle one. I'm thinking about it. And I'll keep you guys updated with that. It's not, I'm not sure yet totally, because I got a few ideas, but one of them was that once it's really tested out completely, I might put it back in the box with all the accessories and do a raffle of some sort, and somebody could win a GP5. So I'll keep you up to date with that. Bobby. How about we all post our giveaways on here during the live shows, and the recipient just donates a few dollars to the channel? Good idea. Why not? Yeah. Stuff that nobody uses. Why not? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not done yet. Like Jerry says, keep it as a spare. One of the things, because there are two things that I was thinking. One that would, be for my rugged usage outdoors, and one would stay inside, so that, I don't know. I would say. Well, Brian, that's on your insider machine probably. On the insider machine, there are some settings that can be managed by organization. Yeah, it depends on the setup. It says that, but it depends on the setup and on what it is. Um, yeah, there's a lot of fake antivirus software out there. Got to be careful also, like Jacqueline says. Electro-automaton, when your Windows 10 is stuck on a system update and reverts, the best thing to do is go. There's a Microsoft website has a fix-it tool that you can download and scan your Windows 10 computer to fix broken updates. Often it's because there's a update that's stuck and something's wrong and it can't update. It just can't continue on. So, wow, Sound Blaster cards. I haven't heard of that in a long time. I remember being happy with my 16-bit Sound Blaster card that I had bought in like 1997 or something. It was so amazing. That's okay, Grapeful Pearls. A lot. You know what? I would say that in all my tech clients, probably a good 40%, 40 to 50% don't like to don't like putting their credit card information out there. Oh, there's tons of fake malware and all sorts of things. Yep. There's, every antivirus has its equivalent fake that tries to lure you into downloading it. For sure. And, but if it's insider preview, Brian Wilson, there's nothing. It should still update. It should still be okay. Normally, should still be okay. Yep. Okay. Hey, we've been on for what, 2 hours and 35. So we're gonna wrap it up. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, it's true. I haven't checked that out, Grateful Pearls. Cortana on your lock screen, except for that time that you worked. That is weird. No, I don't think so. I think if your system updates, if you got updates today, your computer's fine. I don't think you need to use any tool to check if there's an update. So yeah, Insider Preview, Brian, it says the same thing here. It's because the Insider Preview, some settings are managed by Microsoft. So when you get your Insider Preview, it's locked down in certain parts, not like a regular Windows 10, Brian. So it is managed by Microsoft in some parts when you check for updates and stuff like that. It's, when you're using it now, it's not checking for regular updates like the regular Windows 10 does. And no problem, Grateful Pearls. And basically, it's the way it is that the Insider Preview is kind of blocked by Microsoft in some parts, and that's the thing. That's why it says that your organization is blocking some things. Mikey Espadron. Okay, so I lost my password to Windows 10. I'm using a Toshiba laptop. It won't let me reset it, and I don't have an installation disk. What to do? Is that password a Microsoft account or a local account? Mickey, I need to know. That's weird. Downloading KB3128057 on your Insider Preview? Okay, if you have a local account, you need to go to Google and you will type NT, okay, NT, like November and Tango, November Tango, NT, password recovery. Okay, NT password recovery. There, you will go to a website that will have you download a little thing that you put on a USB thumb drive or a DVD or a CD. And basically, there you will have that disk or that thumb drive if you create it. You'll boot your computer with it. And from there, you will have, it's a little weird, the interface it's made. It's kind of a basic Linux command, but you'll be able to reset the password and remove it from your Windows 10 install. It's the only way that you can actually recover it if you have nothing else. So NT password recovery, you'll see that you'll go to a website, you'll download a little something, it's very small. You burn it on a CD, a DVD, or you put it on a USB thumb drive, and you boot from that. Yes, you can use it on a Mac. As long as it's an Intel Mac, and it is, because you have Windows on Mac, it will boot. You boot it on a Mac. On the Mac to boot, you know how to do it. You hold down the Option key, that little up arrow. When you see at the beginning, before you hear the chime from the Apple when you turn it on, you hold the Option key. There you'll see your operating systems, and you'll see the thumb drive that you can click on to boot from. And there, use that. It's not very user-friendly, I'm telling you, but you can reset your password. What it does is it resets to 0, meaning that when you're logged back on to Windows 10, it's still going to ask for your password probably. What you do is just press Enter. You enter nothing else. That's all. So that you'll be able to do with that. Oh, because you got Office installed, Brian. That's why. I was wondering why you got a update. You got an update for Word, okay, because you got Office or Microsoft Word installed. Grable Pro says my Tuesdays are back to normal now that I have my gel back. And now we get Thursdays too. Wonderful, cool. Yeah, Thursdays with my Thursdays with my nephew. Grab your guitar for 20 seconds. Outro. Loved your guitar playing. Oh, man. I'll do something one day, okay? I've been asked so many people that want to hear my guitar playing. I promise you guys I'll do a little something sometime. But it's kind of too complicated now. I'd have to set it up. And I do not have a acoustic guitar. If I had an acoustic guitar, it'd be pretty easy to do a little something, but I actually donated my acoustic guitar to the karaoke bar that's not far from here. They had a fire several years ago, and they wanted to have the owner wanted to have some instruments because he thought it was cool. It might be cool to have musical instruments in the bar in case somebody would like to play an instrument. And we were good friends, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, wanna have a guitar?" So I donated my acoustic guitar. In reality, I didn't like it. I need a new acoustic guitar, but I promise I will sometime. So check it out, and you can tell him. Grateful Pearls, you can tell Gabrielle that you're on your own on Thursday, and he will be happy to comment on that, I'm pretty sure. And it's gonna be no, I have what I have right now is in my Fender Stratocaster electric guitar and Marshall amp. So it's not ready, I'm not in the same room. If I'd be in that room, it might be a little easier, but I will try to. Hey, Denny, nice to have you on board from Mexico. Thank you very much. It's nice to have everybody here, and it's pretty cool. Actually, I like today's show. I don't know about you, all of you, but I like the fact that we were kind of more of one-on-one, talking with each other and answering questions live. There are some questions that are easier when I get them by email because some of them take a little research. But it's kind of cool to have this interaction. It's going to be a little bit like that. And by the way, it's something that also I really want to have on Thursdays, interaction with everybody. I want the maximum interaction that we can have. And, if I give my opinion or he gives his opinion about something and you guys agree or don't agree, we want to see it. It's something that I want to have. Yeah, Stratocaster and Marshall. That was when goes back to when I was 19 years old. I wanted to be a great artist and make millions and tour the world, which is typically what you think when you're 19, and then when you're in 47, you say, "Wow, that didn't go exactly how it was usually." And basically, that's when I bought the Fender Stratocaster and the Marshall amp, and I played a lot of guitar back then. I should get into it a little more, just not to be rusty. So, yeah, that could be interesting. These are good ideas, I think. A list of good apps from the Windows Store, or best apps, or something like that. I had posted one of those about a year ago. I mean, it would be time to update that and check out what are some of the best apps. One thing also that I stopped doing that I should come back to do again is to basically, I had almost every week an app that I got from the App Store, and I would talk about it. I'll be checking that out. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it after the show, Tim. I promise. Check it out. I'm going to check it out. Yes, the password reset tool, Matt Kelly, works on all versions of Windows, from Windows XP all to Windows 10. The only thing is to work on Windows 8 and on Windows 10, it only works on local accounts. If you have lost your Microsoft account, you have to go to the Microsoft website and find a way to reset your password from the Microsoft website. But if you have local account, just use that tool. Works from Windows XP up to now, basically. That could be interesting. We do the comedy video of the week. What's the best driver downloader? You know what? The best driver downloader is no driver downloader at all. Don't use these software. That's a bad idea. It's a bad idea most of the time, especially when your PC is working fine. The best way to really update a driver when something's wrong is to either check the device manager, go to the driver and check if there's an update there, or if your computer is a brand, go into the manufacturer that makes your PC and look for drivers from the manufacturer directly. So if you have an HP laptop, check from the HP website, for example, things like that. But don't use software that really download automatically drivers. These are a bad idea. Not only are they a bad idea, but half of them are actually, malware in disguise. Jacqueline McBride, you know what? To keep away from ransomware, it's very simple. Don't click links from people that you don't know or you don't know what they are. Don't download anything unless you're really sure it's the correct thing from the correct website. And you know what? If you just follow these two simple rules, you're already pretty much okay with that. So basically. Basically. So, hey everyone, I'm gonna say goodbye. We've been on for almost 3 hours. It was kind of cool. I hope all of you will be here on. Yeah, you can get them from emails on attachments, Jacqueline. In attachments, if you click attachments. Now we say attachments on email is a bad idea and should not be done. So be very careful there. So thank you everyone. Thanks for the donations today. I've had a few that were ringing my phone. Thanks everybody. Thank you for being here. See you on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2100 hours Universal Time. We will have From the Couch with my nephew Gabriel, which will be here, or maybe here. And we will just have fun talking about the tech news of the week. And we will have a lot of fun just, drinking beer. He's going to talk about gaming. I'm going to talk about tech. And we'll just have a good laugh and have a lot of fun like this. Thank you all. Thank you guys and girls. You guys and girls are fantastic. What a great chat room this is. And every week I see all of you. It's super cool. Thank you very much for being here. See you Thursday. And if not, Friday, we have on my VHF UHF channel, I've got a wideband hangout where we talk about scanner radios. And if you can do it this week, we'll see you next week, 3 p.m. Tuesday. And you know what? Maybe we'll keep it like this if we don't get a lot of emails. That was kind of fun, actually. Interaction is fun. Take care, everyone. Thank you all. See you next time live. Bye.